Let's go to this week's Executive Spotlight. Craig Goldberg, technologist and certified vibroacoustic therapy practitioner. Craig Goldberg is a technologist and certified vibroacoustic therapy practitioner on a quest to help humanity achieve a deeper sense of inner calmness through the use of sound and vibration. His work is backed by 40-plus years of research. As a patented inventor, he is constantly exploring new ways to help people reduce stress and anxiety, heal, and transform their lives for the better.
Welcome to Office Hours. I'm Dave Meltzer, and I'm here with our Executive Spotlight, and I'm so excited to have Craig Goldberg here. He has a very unique position in the world. Not only is he a technologist, but he is a certified vibroacoustic practitioner, which is obviously aligned or relative to mindfulness. And mindfulness seems to be one of the terms of the day. And I think a lot of people skip over certain terms today because they are overused, like being authentic, things like that. But mindfulness does have technology relative to it. And whenever technology is utilized, it's always nice to have mentorship, teaching, coaching, a practitioner to assist us. I'd like to start with just the idea of mindfulness to alleviate the generality or the overusage of a term that may sometimes be even taken out of context. Craig, to you, what is mindfulness?
So I think there's a lot of different definitions for it. I think the most broadest and easiest term is simply being aware, being conscientious of what's going on around you and the impact that you're having on the immediate environment around you. I think being mindful of the people around you, where you're standing, who your back is towards, eye contact, all the things you're particularly amazing at, and that for me is the beginning of being mindful. Then you get into mindfulness as it pertains to meditation and mindfulness meditation, and it starts to get into a little bit of a different definition because people use those terms almost interoperably, and I don't believe that they're the same thing.
I'm glad you went there. I took a big risk in the interview, leaving it that open-ended because I was hoping you were going to say awareness, and the reason is that my entire philosophy of awareness is based off of vibration. My philosophy is you can only be aware of that which vibrates equal to or less than you. And everything vibrates. Everything that vibrates is energetic. Everything that energetic is aggregating, compounding, and accelerating. Through that understanding of awareness and vibration, how are you integrating vibroacoustics, that technology as a practitioner, into elevating our awareness so life is easier?
Yeah. So we come into harmonic resonance with the vibrations that we're presented with.
Like this.
The big word for basically saying you vibe with your tribe. You're constantly picking up on the
You're
vibrations.
an MOT, which means member of the tribe.
That's it.
My tribe.
Hey, come on now. So you're constantly picking up and feeling the energy of the people around you, of the environments around you, people we don't know, just walking through the wind.
Yeah.
I don't know all these people. I mean, I'm comfortable with everybody that's in here, but I don't know all these other people that are walking around. I lived in Manhattan. Walked down the streets of Manhattan, we were just trading stories about that. It's wild who's there. So we're constantly coming into harmonic resonance and picking up on the vibrations of the people around us. Our technology basically helps you to choose the vibration that you get to sit in. And that in turn resets the nervous system, brings you into a cool, calm, collected state of mind where you can interact, I think, more efficiently and more effectively with the environment around you.
In understanding that idea of harmony really is relative to a paradigm shift. So many people are trying to get more harmony. And to me, that's counterintuitive, which changed my entire life. Via understanding vibration, frequency, awareness, I shift the paradigm and say to myself, well, if my normal state is harmony, then obviously there must be vibrations or frequencies that are interfering with harmony. And you mentioned a few people, but there's also ideas, content, thoughts, beliefs, words. These all carry frequency or vibration. How does the awareness or the vibroacoustic practice allow you to not only be aware of harmony, but I think even more importantly, identify the frequencies that are interfering with your harmony?
So I'm an entrepreneur, 24 years, something like that. I've been working full-time since I'm 19. 6 years ago, which predicates when I'm working with inHarmony, if you told me to sit in the corner and meditate for 20 minutes and it'll help you, I'd look at you like
Me too.
There's just no way.
I did look at someone like that. I'm like, only sick, poor people living on their mom's couch with nothing to do, they meditate.
So I would sit in the corner and I would immediately, because I tried it, right?
Yeah, me too.
That's what's going on, right? I'm thinking about all the things I'm not doing, all the things I could or should be doing, right? And I'm just thinking of that list that's going and going. Vibroacoustic therapy, vibration, which vibroacoustic, by the way, vibration and sound is vibroacoustics, fancy words.
And all sound vibrates.
Everything is vibrating, all sound vibrates. Granted, how it's delivered, right? Think of a subwoofer versus a tweeter, as far as a small speaker. Obviously, you're going to get a lot more vibration at lower frequencies. Vibroacoustic therapy focuses on frequencies between 30 hertz and 120 hertz. Human ear is 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. That subwoofer in the home stereo system is 80 hertz and below. So we're really talking about low-level frequencies and vibration and their impact on our physiology. Sound and vibration helps to guide the mind, body, and spirit into that meditative state, an alpha brainwave state, a theta brainwave state. We say on our website, say goodbye to a distracted mind, say hello to a relaxed existence. The reality is sound and frequency is guiding and distracting your mind away from whatever it is that you're constantly thinking about. And the brain is designed to constantly think about something. You can't truly clear your mind.
Right.
It just doesn't work. Instead, that meditation that you want to sit in, that goal is to allow the thoughts to flow through like water. And allow them to flow through. And if you want to find yourself dwelling on one particular thought, go back to a mantra, go back to a thought pattern, go back to easing and allowing that to flow through. And over time, to get back to your question, over time, that practice allows you to drop into that state anytime.
On that, you're a certified practitioner.
Yeah.
And the word practitioner is interesting because a lot of people will use expert, they'll use, you purposefully are a practitioner,
Yeah.
which means you're practicing as well.
That's right.
One of the biggest deterrents or interferences of getting people to be more aware, of having them getting started of being aware, is to understand, look, this is a practice. It's the same as going to the range in golf. Don't think that you're going to hit a perfect drive every single time when you first go to the range. How can we get people to understand that idea of a practitioner and that this is a lifetime practice that will aggregate, compound, and accelerate into positive progress or projection?
So look, in a very personal way, I use my tech all the time, right? Rachel came in last night. We've got this big shoot today. She came in last night at 10 p.m. And the first thing we did is I have a sound lounge and a practitioner next to each other, my two different pieces of tech. We dropped in for 30, 40 minutes on the tech. So I use it on a regular basis. And I tell people very selfishly, I'm driving a company that serves me and my family really well. You hop on my Instagram, you'll find pictures of my 3-year-old daughter on the tech. She's on it every day. She can't even say meditation, but she sits down and she grabs the phone that drives the meditation cushion and says, meditate, a little slurred, but nonetheless. So selfishly, I use my tech on a regular basis. And really, it's the impact that my tech has day to day. I ship a new sound lounge, I ship a new meditation cushion. It is going to touch a household. And it is something that I work with day in and day out. The certification that I got is because there's a formal body of research that drives and guides what we do, specific body of research that focuses on different frequencies and their impact on our physiology, our neurology, our anatomy, and how the body operates, circulatory system, the nervous system, the muscles of the body. So I geek out on the science and the research.
Yeah, me too.
Right? So that's something that's really exciting for me to be able to drop into and look into. So I'm constantly evaluating what's happening in the world. And I don't sell sessions. I don't practice like a paid practitioner like many of our customers and clients do. But I have friends and family that come over all the time.
It's used in the corporate environment as well.
Absolutely.
And so obviously in the personal environment, very, very useful. But as someone who is an entrepreneur and business focused, trying to help people be happy through making a lot of money, creating abundance, helping a lot of people with that abundance, and being happy or healthy, which are reconciled together. What are some of the corporate applications? Because I know you serve a lot of the corporate world that leads to great profitability and happiness.
Look, corporations are run by humans. Humans have brains and nervous systems. In fact, the corporate world could be even more stressful based on deadlines and demands of your job and position. Folks need to be reset. There are people that are walking around from a miserable night's sleep, to use the example of what we were talking about before. I have one daughter. I was talking to a gal outside who has 4, That's impressive.
Yeah, 3.
That's impressive, right? Like anything more than 1 is like, okay, cool. They're stressful. They're time consuming. Sometimes they have sleepless nights, which means mom and dad have sleepless nights. And then that person is coming into the corporate world and expecting to perform day after day. If they have children at home that aren't feeling well and they feel great and they're in the office, that means that they're spending their nights not sleeping and they're coming into the office. So things are starting to shift and change, especially post-pandemic, as people are opening up their offices and making their offices more attractive for their employees to come back to. So folks are putting in what we're calling our corporate wellness suite. They're putting our sound lounge and a meditation cushion in an unused office, converting that into a wellness suite, and using this as an opportunity for employees to recharge, to maintain, or to reset their nervous system as needed. I spoke in front of an EO group, 500 entrepreneurs. This was 5 years ago, it was 2018. And I asked everybody, how appropriate would it be for an executive, not even an employee, to turn off the lights in their office, lay down behind their bed, and take a nap in the middle of the day if that's what they needed?
Scott Carter, are you listening?
2 hands went up and laughs throughout, right? They were like, that's ridiculous. I think that's starting to change and shift. The reality is, if you're not well rested, if you're not in your best and prime to perform, it's like the equivalent of most of these corporations now having unlimited PTO. People don't abuse it when you make that shift to unlimited PTO. In fact, quite the opposite.
For sure.
You have the job requirements, you have to get it done. So it's like, look, I got an hour before a big meeting. The job's already done, I've already prepped. I'm not gonna sit here and meander around getting more and more nervous. Let me close my eyes and prepare myself. So in the corporate world, a lot of folks are using it before a big pitch, before a big meeting, before the board, to prepare and reset the nervous system, very much like you did this morning, so that you're cool, calm, and collected and ready to rock and roll.
Well, there's no doubt, because I did utilize it before this, that this will be the best episode I've ever done as quantitative proof of how vibroacoustic technology works, an incredible mindset, focus, et cetera. And I will tell you as a father that I wish I had the solution. I had 3 daughters under 10. I had lost everything, over $100 million. My wife was pregnant with our 4th child, which was a son. And when people ask me, what did that feel like? As I know vibroacoustic technology and utilize it myself and will continue. In fact, I'm just thinking about how many places in my life I'm going to put your studio. I think about what I answered at the time. I'm like, how can somebody help me? Because I feel like I'm drowning, holding 2 of my kids, and someone just threw me a 3rd. Yeah. Right? Look. That's how I feel the solution you have will help with.
So that's
it's a lifesaver.
Look, that sympathetic nervous system response, it's triggered by a reptilian part of our brain. It is designed to save your life. It's designed to come alive when threats are around us. We live in a pretty safe environment. I'm looking around here. There's security.
This safe.
There's security outside. Like, I feel safer than ever, and yet I'm feeling a little stressed and a little anxious. I got lights, I got cameras, I'm comfortable, right? But nonetheless, to be in that situation where you lost everything and you need to provide for your family, and you have children and another one on the way, that sympathetic nervous system response begins to kick in. Adrenaline and cortisol, like we talked about, turns off your immune system, turns off your digestion, turns off rational thinking. And all of a sudden, when you're in that sympathetic nervous system response, while you might be very well suited to protect yourself, you're rather inept at handling the day-to-day trials and tribulations. So getting on our tech and having access to that, resetting the nervous system, getting yourself into that cool, calm, and collected environment and mindset gives you the tools you need to think through the decisions you need to make, to find the solutions that's going to help you through the next obstacle and the next problem. I have a coin in my pocket. It says, "The obstacle is the way." A great book, right?
Great book.
Finding out where that's going to be and charging towards it is something that you're obviously fully capable of doing in a sympathetic nervous system response. It's what it's designed for, to identify that threat and charge through it. But in a parasympathetic or a calm and relaxed state, all of a sudden you have a much better wherewithal, much better awareness, much more mindful, and much more capable to make decisions through that.
Yeah, I tell people, imagine stepping on stage or doing a presentation while you're running away from a dinosaur. That's how the body was built. And there's no running away from dinosaurs here on Office Hours. The incredible Craig Goldberg, thank you so much for bringing harmony to all the interference that is out there through vibroacoustic technology. You got to check it out. Get your own studio, get your own pillow right here. This is Dave Meltzer here with Craig Goldberg on Office Hours.